Hello and welcome. As energetic beings, it's imperative that you take care of your energy. Otherwise, you're only taking on the energies around you, which will then manifest in your world as illness, exhaustion, the manifestations of everything you don't want, all the lack and limitation. And so I practice particular rituals every day throughout the day, but especially at first thing in the morning and before going to bed. So I wanted to share with you some of those morning rituals I do. I've had a morning routine for almost 30 years. It was part of my survival when I had young children, to get up early in the morning and have at least an hour to myself doing particular things to prepare myself for the day. Now, back then I had more of a propensity for depression and unhappiness. And I've broken through that, but these rituals really supported me in activating my joy, my happiness, my power. And for a lot of people, I know that that's still required. You know, we go to sleep and wake up and go, oh, is it not ready to face the day? Oh, is it time to get up? I don't want to do today. Maybe you have a life that you don't look forward to. But in order to shift that life, setting yourself up for the day is super, super important. So for me, it was always really important to remind myself of who I am. Who am I? I am the power and the presence of the divine. I am infinite intelligence having a human experience. But for a long time, I didn't wake up remembering that. So part of my morning ritual was reading something very positive. In a book club that we had, we read the Florence Scovel collection, and The Game of Life and How to Play It was one of those books I always reached for. And Joseph Murphy was also The Power of the Subconscious Mind. He has a multitude of books, as well as Neville. Those were some of the books I used to always refer to and go in there, and it would into those books and remind me of, oh, I'm not just this personality. I'm not just this body. I go beyond this body. My consciousness goes beyond this body. And what is available for me to create is infinite. I lean a little less on books now every morning, but what I do in the mornings is I meditate. I do a few different kinds of meditations that fluctuate depending on what I'm feeling drawn to at the time. I do some of Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. I did a 7-day intensive retreat with him last year. I think it was 2021, and profound. I've always loved meditation, and I have incorporated hypnosis and meditation. So being a certified hypnotherapist, I know how to count myself down pretty quickly. But so I've always loved that, and experiencing Dr. Joe's meditations of going into the void have always served me well. So I also have been trained in the Silva mind control method. And so I also incorporate some of those meditation approaches. And I also just guide myself into meditation for deep relaxation, for to connect with divinity, to be in silence and just be, right? Instead of having all kinds of stimulation coming from outside, just being. So that's one thing I do. I also do breathing exercises. Dr. Joe Dispenza has some breathing exercises, but I've also studied the Wim Hof method. Absolutely love the breathing exercises. You know, we are energetic beings. And so tending to the energy of the body. That's why I love Wim Hof's breathing, is it super oxygenates the blood, cures headaches, gives you energy. You know, breathing oxygenates the blood. I know there's supplements out there in the world that you can buy to increase the oxygen in your blood, but breathing does it, right? Conscious breathing and doing the breathing exercises of Wim Hof. Those are a couple of the things I do. I journal my dreams. I journal what's coming up for me. And I also reclaim my power. If there's anything, any uncomfortable emotions coming up, there's anger, frustration, fear, I reclaim my power from that. And I've talked about my Reclaiming Your Power series in other videos, but you can definitely look at thesophiamysteryschool.com and find those products to call back your power. It's so incredibly important. You know, I often say that we are wired for success, but we are programmed for failure. And calling back your power from those programs of fear or shame, guilt, rejection, abandonment, whatever it is, calling back your power is a form of soul retrieval. And it's very empowering, right? You're pulling your attention away from the illusion, from the matrix, which does not represent the truth of who you are as a divine being. Journaling my dreams. I love writing down my dreams and just like going, okay, what is this showing me? What is the message? Sometimes I don't know the message, but it's nice just to get it out on paper so that I can come back to it. So my morning routine, and then I get into the physical aspects. I do some stretching, or I have a rowing machine. I do rowing. And while the weather is nice here in the mountains of Arizona, I definitely get out for a walk. And that is as much for the connection with nature. And I talk to the trees, and I talk to the birds, and I talk to the earth. And that is more for my connection to nature than it is actually the exercise. The exercise is a bonus though. So I tend to give myself 2 hours for a morning routine, sometimes 2.5 hours, depending on what I'm doing. But here's, for those of you who are saying, that's a long time, I don't have that kind of time. I didn't always have that kind of time either, but I always got up and did something to prepare myself for the day. But now that I'm an empty nester, and here's the thing, I still run my business. And here's what I've learned over the years as I have moved out of the grind, because I'm a great grinder. I have amazing work ethic. I can work for hours and keep moving, and I know how to push myself, right? But what I have learned is that my morning ritual supports me as much as any grinding, even more than any grinding ever has. Taking care of myself this way and giving myself this time, which I'm extending it more and more every day, is setting out giving the message, screaming the message to the universe, if you believe in a universe out there, which I don't, but you're radiating the energy of, I am worthy of this time. I am worthy of this walk to connect with nature. I am worthy of this time to just breathe and oxygenate my blood. I am worthy of this time to stretch and be present with myself. I am worthy, right? For those of you who say, I don't have time, the message that you're putting out, the message that you're sending to the cells of your body, the message that you're sending to your little girl or your little boy, your inner child, is, I'm not worthy of taking time for myself. I'm not worthy of my own time. I'm not worthy of my own effort. So doing this morning ritual does so much more than just set the energy for your body, mind, and spirit. You are literally claiming your worth. You are claiming, you are loving yourself enough to give yourself what some might call a luxury. But you'll find that the more you give yourself this luxurious time to truly take care of yourself, the more the outer world is going to support you. It's going to support you. You know, the saying that you teach people how to treat you, and people treat you the way you believe you deserve to be treated. So when you are taking these actions, when first thing in the morning, you're your top priority before anybody gets out of bed. And believe me, when I had kids, they knew the rules. Like when mom is in her bedroom, the door is closed. You either stay in bed or you get up quietly and you watch television. You give mom her space, right? I was a priority that way, and my kids learned that. So when you do that, you are screaming, you are demonstrating, I am worthy. And the next thing I do is I will take breaks throughout the day, get some stretches in, breathe, roll my shoulders, get outside, put my bare feet on the ground, on the pine needles. I can't even say the grass, on the pine needles on the ground, and connect. But definitely before going to bed, I release the energies. We are energetic beings. If you've engaged with other people, if you've been in public places, if you've had thoughts or fears, right, that energy has built up. So again, before I go to bed, I may tone, stretch, journal about the day, doing EFT tapping. That's part of what I may do in the morning and the evening too, releasing any emotions that may have built up. So I go to bed clean. I like shake it out, going to bed clean and fresh. Going to bed clean and fresh, saying some affirmations and some mantras before I go to sleep. So that is being 100% present, intentional. I don't even like the word intentional, but I am intentional. But I'm making declarations. I declare that I go to bed clean. I declare that I wake up in gratitude or appreciation for the day. I declare that that as I sleep, all of the cells in my body are regenerating and rejuvenating, right? Making these declarations. So these are just some ways to be the powerhouse in your life, creating the energy that you desire to live from, giving your body, your chakras, your mind, all that it needs to show up in the world the way that gives you the greatest joy, the greatest peace, and the greatest harmony. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Would love to hear what you think about this. Do you have any questions about your rituals? How you can create time? What other rituals I may suggest? Just put them in the comments below. All right. Bye for now.